Hey guys, this is Micah Buzan, and now it's time to answer the questions I got for the 8,000 subscriber milestone thing. So I got a lot of really good questions. I'll try to just go ahead and answer all of them, and I'm gonna apologize in advance if I mispronounce anyone's name. So, alright, let's just jump right in. David the Neon Red Squib Skull Guy asks, who was your inspiration to draw? Well, uh, I think all kids have a natural impulse to scribble. You know, if you put a crown in front of a child, they don't need to be told what to do with it. They're just gonna follow their instincts, which is to be creative. But my family's always been super supportive. My brother, he's like 10 years older than me, so when he was in high school, he was in drawing class, and I would sneak into his backpack and take out his sketchbooks and draw on the other side, try to copy whatever he drew. Creative Tube asks, do you want to collab with me? Sure. I need to collaborate more with people, so that'd be cool. Something simple that could be done relatively quickly, though. Kaz asks, what was your initial reaction after watching Akira for the first time? Well, I saw bits of Akira in 9th grade, only tiny little bits, and I just thought, this is gross. So I never paid attention to it again until I was like 20. The first time I watched the whole movie was when I was about 20, and I kind of have a bad habit of just skipping around scenes whenever I put a DVD in, even if I've never seen it before. So the first scene I skipped to was like the climax of the movie where Tetsuo's mutating into this grotesque baby melting monster thing, and yeah, it was pretty gross, but I was blown away by the technical skill of the animation, just the detail and all the how fluid the movements were, and just the gritty style of it. Rosalind Blackwell asks, when did you start drawing? Have you drawn anime before? Yeah, I used to mainly just draw Sonic the Hedgehog, and in 6th grade I got super into Dragonball Z, so I would draw that all the time. Anime is like all I drew until about 10th grade when I started drawing just more surreal stuff from my imagination. Lee Comstock asks, have you started using the computer more rather than drawing on actual paper? Yeah. Most of the backgrounds I'll paint watercolor or draw with colored pencils, but for the character animation, I mostly draw it on my Wacom Cintiq tablet. No Peking John asks, what are some bands you can never get tired of and that you can always listen to whenever, wherever? Radiohead. The Bunny and the Moon asks, what is the impact that you think your work causes on people? Are you happy with it? And what is your favorite number? That's a really hard question to answer. It's a good question, but yeah, I don't really even think about that much because I'm just making stuff all the time. Which isn't to say that I don't appreciate response from people, but it's just like the RAM space in my brain is just dedicated to making stuff, and the consequences of making stuff is just, I just don't even have any space in my brain to consider that. But it's always encouraging when someone has something positive to say like that, so thanks. Snoodion asks, what do you create first for your music videos? The animation or the music? Does one inspire the creation of the other? Well, I create the music first. It's a lot easier to work from a soundtrack as opposed to make the animation first and then sync up sounds to it. But yeah, one can inspire the other. Like I've drawn stuff that has like made a melody pop into my brain, and like everything I hear has colors and really abstract shapes associated to it. So Lester Money asks, have you ever considered merging your artwork to make political or satire of modern event music videos? Well, I kind of made a sort of political music video called The Thief, but yeah, the themes I tried to express in it just ended up being more weird than like making a statement. Jules Winfield asks, what music are you listening to now? Well, right now I was listening to a bunch of NES soundtracks, Ninja Gaiden, and then now I'm on Lagran Point, which I've never even played that game. It has a really weird, beautiful, and somewhat ominous sound to it. Crazy Cousins asks, what type of music do you like, and do you have a favorite song and artist? I like Radiohead, and my favorite song is Paranoid Android. My favorite artist is Radiohead. Piggyman asks, what's your favorite anime? Well, probably just Dragonball Z for nostalgia reasons, but I don't really watch anime like at all as far as series are concerned. I'm really behind, but I do like the really highly professional anime films, such as the ones produced by Satoshi Kon, Katsuhiro Otomo, Hayao Miyazaki. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell's a good one. Serena Barbosa asks, have you ever considered using your artwork as a platform to deliver a message that you are passionate about? Yeah, well, I think I kind of do subconsciously, because everything that I make is just an amalgamation of things that I'm passionate about. But in terms of making an explicit statement about an important topic, I don't really do that much. Most of the stuff I do is more kind of just dream-like. So one thing I'm trying to work on is called the Terra of Babel, which is, I just poked myself on this thing, which is going to have, I don't know, I'm not good at talking about stuff that I'm in the middle of, because then I'll feel obligated to commit to whatever I say it's about. So to answer the question, yes, I'm going to be using artwork as a platform to deliver a message I'm passionate about more in the future. Okay, Rhiannon Walsh asks, do you set a time during the day that you stick to, or just do it when you feel like it and don't force it? How do you stay motivated to create and produce consistent content? Well, it's more just like a habit. I'm a creature of habits, so it's more like, since I just work on stuff all the time, it's hard not to work on stuff. Not working on stuff is harder than working on stuff. When I take a break, I just get anxious and feel sort of depressed. So staying motivated is not too much of an issue. The more you do something, the easier it'll become. Okay, more of Luke World of Animation asks, do you like Nirvana? Yes. They're not my favorite ever, but I like them a lot. So the next two questions are basically the same thing, and they're from The Crazy Show 2008 and Nicholas, and they basically are asking what tips I have for people who are getting into animation. You just have to draw a lot and start making animation, because the more you make it, the more you'll develop your own animation logic through trial and error. Some books that I would recommend is Richard Williams' The Animator Survival Kit, and actually, yeah, just that one mainly for the technical aspect of animation. It'll teach you mainly everything you know, and also on YouTube there's a ton of good resources. So also just study from cartoons and films. Pause the screen, see how stuff goes in slow motion, observe life, watch how people walk, look at how people's facial expressions are in a constant state of evolution. That's all animation is. It's just the mechanics of motion and breathing life into static images. Anyone can do it. I mean, every time you dream or close your eyes and envision something, you're creating animation in your brain. Your brain's just making a model of reality. The trick is translating that model onto a surface for other people to experience. And on that note, I want to say that everything you see that an artist produces isn't what was in their head. I can never perfectly replicate what I see in my head, because one, the technical skill required to do that is just out of reach, and two, the materials that you use in the physical world are different than what you're seeing in your mind. You know, if I draw a rabbit with this pencil, it's gonna have a certain texture and quality to it, but I could envision that same rabbit and paint it with oil, and that painting, even though it's coming from the same image in my brain, it's going to be different than the pencil drawing, because the medium shapes, it has an influence on the transmission of ideas to physical surface. So animation is no different, and that keeps it interesting, because I'm always surprising myself when I make something. In some ways, I don't know where the ideas even come from. Yeah. So that answers the questions. Thank you very much for asking them. So please stay tuned for other stuff. I'm working on music videos, and a big project is like an animation series that I'll be posting on YouTube if I ever have time to finish it. It's gonna be kind of nuts. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you sometime soon. Oh, and another thing is, yeah, on those intros where it says that there's new videos every Sunday and Saturday, just don't pay attention to that, because that messes with my OCD, and I'm not gonna be doing that. I'll just post stuff frequently. Alright, I'll see you. Thank you.